welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be something completely different. Doing a test drive because, as I said in a previous video, I'm thinking about starting another channel that's just about baking called Treat YoSelf. Jeff? Pretty funny, right? Okay, so today I'm just going to do a trial run, and if you guys happen to like this video, then subscribe to that channel and I'll put up all my baking videos over there. Or maybe you would prefer if I just stuck them all on here. I don't know. So what we're going to be making today is the lemon loaf, and this is a copycat recipe from the Starbucks lemon loaf that you get. You know, that really delicious lemony one with the icing on top? So that's what we're making today, and we're doing it from scratch. So if you are a lazy baker, then this probably is not for you. However, I will do other videos that are for the lazy bakers because sometimes I am a lazy baker. The first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So you hit bake, 350, start, woohoo! So after you have your oven preheated, then you can start getting all of your ingredients together. And I like to always have all my ingredients together first, so I have them all in front of me so they're easy to grab. And by the way, I'll leave everything, all the directions, all the ingredients, everything down below in the description bar. So look for that if you're interested in trying this recipe. Also, I use a KitchenAid mixer to do all of my baking. If you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, that's fine. You can use an electrical mixer. Heaven help you if you have a hand mixer because that stuff's hard, but an electrical hand mixer will do just fine. So I'm just going to show you an overview of all the ingredients here. Now what we're going to do, the first step, is we're going to put all of our dry ingredients together in a large bowl. This is my large bowl. Isn't it fantastic? So the first thing that goes into this bowl is your flour. We are going to take 1.5 cups of flour. 1.5. You're going to be able to see Kaya running around in the background, but there's nothing I can do about that because she's crazy. So there is your 1.5 cups of flour. So next step is taking half a teaspoon of baking powder, adding that to the mix, and another half a teaspoon of baking soda. And finally, in the dry bowl, you want to put in half a teaspoon of salt. And I like to take a whisk and mix it all together really good so it's all mixed well. Then we're just going to set our dry ingredients aside. I'm just going to stick them over here. So here's the magical, beautiful, mystical creature that is my KitchenAid mixer in beautiful ice blue. I love it. So this is what we're going to be sticking our wet ingredients in. So the first thing that I usually like to put in is my butter. So you have 2 tablespoons of softened butter. So then after the butter, I'll put in 1 cup of sugar. And what I like to do is I like to cream these together. So I'll put my mixer down and I'll just put it on a low setting and just mix it together until it's a little bit creamy. So by this point, it's pretty integrated, so you can stop mixing. Next up, I'm going to add the eggs. You need 3 eggs. Crack them and plop them in. And then after I put the eggs in, I'm just going to stir it a little bit more. And once again, you're just doing this until it's all mixed together. Next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and then 1 teaspoon of lemon extract, pure lemon extract. And then you're going to add 1/3 cup of lemon juice. So I used freshly squeezed lemons until I got 1/3 cup, which was about 1 lemon. Or you could use the lemon juice that comes in a bottle. I'm just going to mix this all together until it's mixed. So it should look like this when it's all mixed together. Super yellow. So next thing we're going to do is put our dry ingredients in with our wet ingredients. Now, a lot of recipes will just say mix them together, but I like to take a little bit at a time. So maybe like 1/3 of the dry mix to the wet mix, stir it together till it's all mixed well, and then continue on until all of the dry stuff is gone. It just kind of incorporates everything better and it'll give you better consistency. There we go. So there is the first third. Stir it. Okay, so that's pretty good for that one. And then we'll do the second. And then finally put the rest of it in. And I just have this set to stir, not to any fast speed or anything. And so at this point, it's pretty mixed together, but I like to take a spatula and scrape along the sides, just to make sure you get everything. So that looks pretty good. That should be what it looks like at the end of this step. Next up, you have to add half a cup of oil into the mix, and I just use vegetable oil. And then you want to mix this really well. So I'm going to put it higher than stir. And then at the end, it should look something like this. So it should be really creamy. So now you need to take your loaf pan. So I just have the regular loaf pan. Mine is a non-stick loaf pan, so I'm not going to put a lot of grease in this to help it slip out because it'll do that anyways. So if you don't have a non-stick pan, then you should grease the inside of your pan. You can use Crisco, you can use vegetable oil, you can use butter, or you can use wax paper if you prefer. And then you just take your mixture and pour it into your pan. And if you're having trouble getting that last little bit, use a spatula like this and it'll just get right in there and get all that stuff out of the bowl. So this is what it should look like inside of your pan when it's still in liquid form. We've already preheated our oven to 350 degrees, so now all you need to do is just pop that in, make sure you don't burn yourself. And then set your timer for 45 minutes and stand there and wait for it, or go sit down and do something else, which is what I'm going to do. BRB. Next thing we need to do is make the icing to go on top. So you just grab another mixing bowl. I'm just going to be using an electrical hand mixer because I don't feel like washing out my KitchenAid right now. This will work just fine. You really don't need to put it in the big mixer because it's not that much icing. So all you need to do for this is mix 3 ingredients. It's super duper easy. So you're going to take 1 cup of powdered sugar. Here's Jeff. Then you're going to need to take 2 tablespoons of milk. Whole milk would work best, but just use whatever you have. It's all good. And then half a teaspoon of lemon extract. So that's what it'll look like. And then just take your hand mixer and mix it all together. Scrape down the sides if you need to. So this is what it should look like at the end. And now don't worry about the consistency. I know a lot of people will think that it's really thin, but it's meant to be really thin because it's just a glaze more so than an icing. So as you can see, it's pretty liquidy. Okay, so now that the timer is up, we are going to pull the loaf out of the oven. Make sure that you have some oven mitts so that you don't burn yourself. That's bad. This is what it should look like when you pull it out, and if you need to test it to make sure that it's done, just take a toothpick or a cake tester and stick it down in the middle. So when you pull it out, the toothpick should be clean and shouldn't have any goopy stuff on it. If it does, no big deal, just put it back in the oven for a couple more minutes and then test it again, and just keep testing it, keep an eye on it, don't leave it in for much longer than that. After that, we're just going to leave it in the pan for about 5 minutes to let it cool a little bit, or you can leave it in the pan until it cools completely. I usually like to dump it out and put it on just a cooling rack like this, just a metal grated one, and that will help it to cool faster. And then once it's cool, we can put the icing on, so let's just wait until that's cool. Okay, so now once the loaf is cool, then we can now ice it. So I'm just going to take just a regular spoon and scoop it up and just drizzle it on top. You can also spread it on with a knife or do anything like that. I just find this is the easiest way to get it all. And then you have your finished lemon loaf. All you have to do is cut and eat. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please let me know if you think that I should continue to do these videos on this channel, or if you think I should move them over to my other channel, which I have started. I just haven't uploaded anything on them yet. I hope you enjoyed that, so thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye! And we'll never be royal. I'm gonna be able to hear your video game. To make this, you need monsters in the background. Jeremy Kirkins.
Quiet down here.
No yelling though, okay? It's so hot in here, Jeff. I'm dying.
Carl's being real cuddly.
Today is actually, I forget what it's called.
Letter tech.
And if he's lying.
You call me fat?
No.
You sound like one of those TV shows.
Welcome to my kitchen. I'm way ahead of myself, Jeff. I don't even have my stuff ready and I'm already talking. It's like a flat, floppy. Nope. That's not a good one.